Hi everybody, so I decided to go ahead and do a review of Not Even Bones by Rebecca Schaeffer. Of course, I will have some spoilers in it as well in my review. But of course the spoilers, I will let you know when the spoilers are going to happen. Instead of holding the book up when the spoilers are happening, I'm going to hold the pen up. And then when I'm done, I'll put the pen down. Or just don't worry about coming back on if you don't want to. But if you do want to come back on, then the pen will be down when I'm done with spoilers. So if the book is up, that don't mean I'm done with spoilers. You got to remember the pen is what's going to be letting you know that I'm done with spoilers. So when I'm ready to start the spoilers, I will put the pen up. Alright. As you guys know, it's about this girl's mom sells bodies on the black market, and they're supernatural, some parts are from supernatural. And anyways, the daughter is the one that dissects them, but they're usually always dead. But this time around, the mother brought the boy back, and he was still alive. And the daughter was like, no, I'm not having none of that. I don't mind if they're dead, even though she knows that the mother is killing them beforehand. That don't bother her as long as she don't have to see them and know that they're alive. But, if she sees it and they're alive, oh, that's okay, because she ain't the one that's doing it. And I know I'm sounding like I didn't like it, because I did. I did like it a lot. I thought it was a really good book. I gave it 4.5 out of 5. But just because she isn't the one that's killing the people and they're already dead when she's dissecting them doesn't mean anything. It's still, it wouldn't, in court, right? They would still consider her, accessory or whatever you want to call it. She would still go to jail for something. So, yeah. I mean, it's hard to really go into this book without spoilers because so much stuff happens in the book that is spoilery. I will say there is a lot of trigger warnings. There's a lot of violence, torture. There's basically cannibalism in it. I mean, it's very violent, so of course that's a trigger warning. So if you don't really like violent things that are really violent, then I wouldn't read this because, yeah, it's very, very violent. Very violent. But it's very interesting. I will say I don't, really care for any of the characters. I don't feel sorry for any of the characters, really. The only one that I felt sorry for was, if I can find the girl's name, they call her Dolphin Girl because she's supernatural too, but that ain't what her real name is. It's Mirella, something like that. It's Mirella. Well, anyways, she's about the only one I felt sorry for, but everybody else, like I said, she might not kill the people, but she knows that these creatures and things are being, are being killed by her mother before they get on the table. So, I still don't feel bad for her at all. I mean, sure, she tries to do something good by helping this character, what is his name? Friend, I know it starts with the F, I believe. Let me see. Francis. Cannot find it. Here we go. No, it's not Francisco. It's Fabricio, something like that. It's Fabricio. That's what the the boy's name is. But anyways, yeah. So, I will say, of course, there's going to be 3 books altogether at least, so there'll be another one next year, so it does end on a cliffhanger. So, just be warned, too, that if you don't like, if you don't want to read, like, another book that's in a series, then you won't want to read it, because, like I said, and if you don't like cliffhangers, then I would just suggest waiting, because it does end, like I say, on a cliffhanger. But there ain't really a whole lot to say without giving away spoilers. I will say I like the way it ended. I will say that even though I don't really like her that much, I think her scenes are interesting. Nita, how do you say her name? I'm not sure how I feel about her mother, because she does kill people and stuff. Yeah. So, that's all I can really say without going into spoilers. But it was definitely good. I definitely gave it 4.5 stars, like I said. And yeah, that's all I can really say. I'll tell you, one of the other characters' names is, I know I'm going to say his name right. I think it's Novit, or Novak, Novit, Novit, something like that. It's Novit. But yeah, that's all I can say without, like I said, without not going into spoilers. So, spoiler people, people that don't want to be spoiled, then you should leave. But remember before you leave that if you haven't subscribed, please think about subscribing. And if you do subscribe, remember the bell icon. And if you liked what you heard of the video so far, then thumbs up. And yeah, we're going to get ready to go into spoilers. So, okay, you know what I'm going to do instead? People, before you leave, don't leave yet, spoiler. The people that don't want to be spoiled. When the pen goes back up, then the spoilers will be done. When the pen is down, then the spoilers are still happening. When the pen goes back up, if you come back on, then you will know. But you really don't need to come back on, because once the spoilers is done, I'm not going to really talk about anything else that you're not going to be interested in. But just in case you want to come back on, for whatever reason, I don't know why you even want to, but if you do, then just to be on the safe side, I'll put the pen back up. But right now, I'm getting ready to put the pen down. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then bye, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye. Everybody that doesn't want to be spoiled. We'll wait a couple seconds. Okay, ready? All right. Very, 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 very violent. The mother, like, cuts off the boy's, I think it was his ear. I'll tell you in a minute. It's towards the beginning. Let me see, I'll tell you. Trying to find out. I think it was his ear, though. Yeah, his ear. Listen to this part. I will read it to you. Let me start on this page. I didn't, even though I should have, because this is violent too, but she was talking about, like, that Nita, or how you say her name, was saying that because the mother wanted her to cut the other ear off, or the ear off, and she said that she cut it, whatever. She said, I severed a tendon. I don't think I'll be able to hold. Oh, she's talking about afterwards. She hurt her hand or something. And she told her mom, I don't think I'll be able to hold the scalp for such and such, because she's hoping that, her mom won't, like, do his hair until, until then her mom won't do it, that she'll just let her do it. But wait until, she's healed. And that she wouldn't have to slice anything off anymore. And the mother pretends like, that she's going to let it go. But then listen to this. Her mother picked up the bloody scalpel, gave it a quick rinse in the sink, and then before either Nita, however you say your name, or Fabrica, however you say her name, had a chance to react, spun with near superhuman speed and threw it. It nearly sliced through the last piece of cartilage connecting Fabricio's, how you say his name's, ear to his body, and he screamed as the severed piece of flesh tumbled to the ground. He tried to clap his hand over his ear, but they were still chained to the bottom of the cage, and he couldn't reach. Instead, he wept as blood coated the side of his face. Her mother scooped up the scalpel and spread the air like a piece of steak. She showed it to Anita with a grin. I think my aim could have been better. Nita resisted the urge to throw up. Ain't that gross? Ugh. It's so gross. Then her mother threatens that she's gonna cut his eye, or take one of his eyes. Yeah, eyes. Her mother's threatened to take his eyes out next, and this is what makes Anita, how we say her name, Anita, decide to help. So, but still, that is gross. And then, of course, she gets captured. She finds out she's going to what is called the death market. She finds this out through that one girl that I was talking about, the only one that I really feel sorry for, which is Maril, something like that. Yeah. So that's how she finds out where they're at. But then there's this guy that I was telling you about, Novit, however you say his name. That he's a zany or something like that, which he feeds off of people's pain, and yeah, he tortures Marilla, how do you say her name? And then he, the only reason why he doesn't kill Nita, or how you say her name is, when he's ordered to, or hurt her, whatever. I think he was ordered to hurt her. I don't know if he was ordered to kill her, I can't remember, or just to cut her somewhere. I don't remember. But anyways, the only reason why he didn't do it is because she has the ability to close off pain, so she can't feel the pain. And of course, he's doing it because he likes to hurt people, because he can feed off their pain. Like I said, that's how he eats, by feeding off of other people's pain. But yeah, Maril, how we say her name, is always being tortured by these different people. Oh my gosh, she's the only one I really feel bad for. Because of, she didn't do anything, Even though I'm not going to tell you. But anyways, yeah, she didn't really do anything. But everybody hurts her. I'm trying to find what else I wanted to talk about. But yeah, But yeah, anyways, what else was I going to say? I'm trying to think what else I was going to say. Oh, and then they decide Mare, how do you say her name? Marel, how do you say her name? And Nita or whatever escape. Because they somehow, I forget, they tricked Nika, what's his name? I forget how you say the guy's name again. But anyways, they tricked the one guy, and then he gets put in the cage. They take off. Then supposedly, Marella, however you say her name, dies. Supposedly. And then she goes back. Her and Novak, or however you say his name, decide that they're going to team up together. They wind up killing the one girl, the main lady that has them captured, which is Rise or something like that. R-E-Y-E-S. It's a woman. Yeah. So, they kill her. They chop different parts of her up. I mean, oh my god, you guys, this is really violent. I mean, very, very violent. But yeah, they cut the lady up. I know that the lady's bad. You know. No. I don't have no sympathy for her. But it's gross that they, that they do this. They chop her up, like different parts of her. They sell her body because they want to try to get money for they can get away. I mean, oh my gosh. But yeah. So, the two of the bad guys, they wind up capturing them with this other guy whose name is Boldar. So them two get captured by Boldar and two of the other guys that are, her henchmen, Reese, or how do you say her name? Reese, how do you say her name? Her henchmen. Yeah. And then, Nita gets shot. Get into this they try to escape. Novik, how do you say his name, gets hurt real bad. She fights with the bad guy, the one guy, and the two bodyguards, or whatever they're considered. Yeah, there's blood everywhere. And then they wind up escaping, getting out of their cage that they're in together. Because she hurts herself somehow or breaks something. So the cage splinters or whatever opens. She gets all hurt because of opening it up. So gross. Then they get on the boat. She goes to the one headquarters. It's called, let me go back a minute. They escape. They get on the boat. They find, how do you say her name? Nita, how do you say her name? Finds out that Marcella, or how do you say her name, is really alive. Marceli, or how do you say her name? She's like a dolphin type of thing, like I was saying. She kills all the bad people that are in the water. Or they've got bad guys that are trying to, capture them while they're in the water on the boat. So yeah, that's what she does. Marcella, that's how Nita, or how you say her name, finds out that she was alive. So I guess when she fell into the water, first she got shot by Boldar, or however you say the guy's name. And then after she got shot, he was going to go after her to finish her off, and she fell and she went into the water. So I guess that's how she didn't die, because, she can, transform into the dolphin, or however you say that word. I forget what the exact word is, but you guys know what I mean. And yeah, so that's why she didn't die. And then before that, when they escaped, when Novik and Nita escaped, they blew up the whole island. Blah, 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 blah. So, then she goes to the headquarters. He leaves because he wants to try to find his sister. And she goes, Nita, or however you say her name, goes to the headquarters. I forgot what they're called. INHUP. I don't know, I forget what it stands for, but the initials are INHUP headquarters. She goes there, pretending like she's all innocent and crap. Like, you know, she didn't do anything wrong. And stuff. Oh, and another thing. Let me go back again. She thinks that it's her mother. Supposedly, I don't know if it's true or not, but she thinks it was her mother, excuse me, that set her up to get her captured. But then in one scene, she finds out that it was actually the one that she saved. That, you know, the one she helped escape. Fabico, however you say his name is. So now she thinks it was him that set her up and not the mother. And there's this one person that's trying to find the mother. I guess he's a vampire. And there's a whole bunch of other things that are going on. She finds out that her father was murdered. Mother, can't find the mother, don't know what happened to her mother. And then, like I said, she goes to the headquarters. And then she's getting ready. I mean, then this part, let me see. I'll tell you. I'll read it to you. Okay, it says, we have another refuge from the black market. There was an issue in the Quito, I would say, at office, so he's coming here. You'll be seeing him around. If you do, it'd do you both good to talk to someone who's been through the same thing. And this will be him now. And of course, when she looks, it's the one that she thinks betrayed her, Fabrico, however you say his name, the boy. And that's how it ends. It was the boy whose life Nita had saved. The boy who had sold her. The instigator of the entire horrid mess. Her betrayer. And then it said, Nita, meet Fabricio. How do you say his name? And that's how it ends. So, I put to be continued. Did Fabrico really betray Nita? So I guess we'll find out in the next book. But she has this, like her and that Nito guy, how do you say his name? Kovic, how do you say it? They have a very, like, sick relationship, I think. I mean, there's no sex in the book. But it just seems like they have a thing for each other. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. I don't know if he's going to be in the next book, or if she's going to start, or she's going to find out that it wasn't this guy, that the guy really didn't betray her. I don't know what's going to happen. Or she's going to be captured again because this guy knows that she tortures people and stuff. You know, that she's the one that's, what you call it, their bodies. So I don't know if he's going to, if it's going to be the case of him and her, I mean, you know, him betraying her again, supposedly, if he did betray her, really. Or if she's going to find out that it wasn't, that he really didn't betray her. Who knows? I don't know if Kovac's going to be in the next one. But he's the only one that I kind of, like, liked out of the bad ones. I didn't really like him because, you know, he did really torture Morales. How do you say her name? But he's just very fascinating because he has worlds. He has certain rules that he does. Even though he does, like, kill people and stuff, he does have rules. That's what I'm trying to find real quick before I... Oh, another thing I forgot to tell you about Kovic. He's the one that got his mother killed. His mother, but his mother wasn't a good person either. But anyways, he was the one that got her killed because he's the one that turned her into that one headquarters that I was just talking about. But then he talks about these rules that he has. I'm trying to find right now. But this is his story about his mother. I'll read. It's going to be a couple of minutes because this is a long part. But he explains, like, why he has rules. I'll tell you. So he asks us about the market, asking if anybody escaped. She said no. And he goes, we killed a lot of people. And she said, yes. And he said, Nita, can I ask you something? And she says, yeah. He says, do you have rules? And she said, rules? Lines you won't cross. Things you won't do. She closed her eyes. I thought I did, but I don't. Let's see. No, things like mortals just get in the way. They let her be manipulated by people like Fabrico. They make everything she needed to do to escape harder. She didn't want them. Ah, look at me. She looked up. His eyes were dark and searching, and he signed. I never told you about why I turned my mom in, did I? She shook her head, wondering where he was going with this. My mother, Kovac expressed morphined shift into something both sweet and sad. I loved my mother very much. When I was growing up, she was my idol. She fled Myanmar, something like that, when she was a teenager. Her parents had been involved in some shady things for the government, the kind of things that get you on human rights watch list. But my mother, she wanted no part of it, and she fled to Thailand. He was talking about, she used to take me around town to try and find places where bad things happened, and would try to find some pain to eat. Nita hesitated. She didn't hurt people? Kovic laughed. Oh, she did. We had a basement. There was always someone there. Mom made me join her when I was young. I don't recall how young, but certainly before I was 5. She said it was important for me to know where my food came from. There was a Zandy we knew, or Zandai, however you say his name, we knew, and his family kept everything from him. When he realized he'd been eating people's pain, he committed suicide. And then Kovac paused, maybe expecting Nita to react, but she was silent, listening. Well, at any rate, my mother didn't want that to happen to me. So we started young. It was all good fun. I didn't know anyone there. Nothing seemed real. He hesitated, but things changed. Slowly, I mean. I didn't notice at first. He didn't seem to know how to continue. Finally, he let out a breath, and the words came out in a rush. You know, that children's pain is stronger. It hurts more. They feel more. I don't know, but it's stronger. Nita didn't like where this was going. I brought a friend home one day, and I thought she went home. There was a lot of pain that night. I mean, Mom always had someone in the basement, and he huffed a breath. When I found her, I freaked. I tried to stop my mom, and she decided to punish me. He stopped, arms falling limp at his side. He stared at the floor, all his muscles clenched tight. She hurt you? He nodded. The mother I knew, the mother I grew up with, wouldn't have done this. She ran away so she could avoid participating in government interrogation. She loved me. She loved my sister. She never would have hurt us, but she changed. It was slow over time. And by that time I noticed it was too late. Colette was silent for a long time. Nita swallowed and put a tentative hand on his shoulder. What happened? I got away, obviously, and I called INHUP and I said that word. He signed, but after that I started paying attention to other Xandys, talking to people who knew them, meaning others. I guess I wanted to know what happened, what caused this, and I found patterns, a lot of patterns, Xandys, all the ones I met. They were, well, let's just say you would never, ever want to meet them. Already souls so black, there is nothing left of anything human, just an addict desire to harm others. He met Nita's eyes. I won't ever say I'm a good person. I don't want to be. I like who I am. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose me, because it felt like that's what happened to all of them. They lost themselves to the monster. What did you do? Nita's fingers clutched against her side. I made whirls. I drew lines. I looked at all the things that seemed to make the others fail, and I refused to do them. I won't hurt my friends, or my families, or their friends. I won't eat the pain of anyone under 15. Even if I'm not the one hurting them, I won't eat it. I won't eat any pain that's sexual in nature, he grimaced. You ask why I never went out in the market. It was full of children and betrothals. It was a nightmare. I couldn't go out there. And then she said, a thought struck Nita. There's a rule about hurting people who can't feel pain, isn't there? That's why you didn't cut my fingers off when Reese ordered it, or Boulder later. He blinked and nodded, something like that. Do you have rules about killing, she asked. No, nor do I have rules on a lot of other things you probably think I should. He shrugged and gave a self-deprecating, how you say that, smile. I also have a lot of rules that make very little sense, including one about teddy bears. I was 12 when I started making my rules, and I'm too scared to change them. If I let myself cross one line because I tell myself I was 12, I didn't understand, then I set a precedence. I won't allow that. Kovac leaned forward only inches from Nita's face. But you know what? They worked. I'm still me. He gave her a cheeky grin. Crazy monster I may be, but still me, still so far. You think I need rules? I think in the past few days you disregarded a lot. I think the girl who came here a week ago would never have asked me to torture someone, or shoot people, or burn the entire market down to the ground. He was right about that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not here to preach morally, how you say that word. But the problem with losing your mortality is that sometimes it takes other things with it. You don't realize things that are important to you in order to be the person you want to be, until you have already damaged them beyond repair. I just want to make you think about the lines you thought you had before. I'd hate to see you lose yourself. So, yeah. That is him with his rules. So he does have rules, but still, it's gross. Because like I said, he did do a lot of things to torture Maricela, how do you say her name? So, but at least he has certain rules he won't break. Certain things he won't do. But still, don't excuse him for all the bad things he did. But I think I like him better than Nita. I don't know. This girl, I don't know about her. I just don't know. Like, if I agree with anything at all that she does. I don't know if she's worse than Novik, the same as Novik, or what. But right now, I don't really have a lot of sympathy for her. I thought it was gross. Like some of the stuff that happened to her. But, yeah. I just don't know. But I did really enjoy the book. I think, like I said, if you like Dexter, you should like this book. If you like, what's that one that I just said? The one by V.E. Schwab. The one for monsters, or Victoria, or, yeah. That one, if you like that one, I think you will like this one. So, but it's definitely not for people that have a weak stomach. Because there was a couple times where I felt like I was going to be sick. Because I don't really like a lot of blood and crap. I did manage to read it. I think it's very interesting. But also very gross. But I definitely will continue on with the series to see what happens. If I can talk to see what happens next. But I just want you guys to go in knowing that there's a lot of torture. So if you don't like a lot of people getting hurt, and if you don't like a lot of blood, and if you don't like, you know, torture, like I was saying, then, and if you got, like I said, a really weak stomach, I recommend not reading it. But if you like Dexter, if you like morally gray characters, or whatever you want to call them, then you'll probably like this. Because, like I said, I usually wouldn't like this. I never thought I would like this kind of book. But it was definitely interesting. Yeah. So, I really did enjoy the book, like I said. Definitely 4.5. Like I said, the only reason why I didn't give it 5 is because I didn't really care for any of the characters. And the first 50 pages were kind of slow. But the reason why I got 4.5 and not something lower is because I love the world building. I love the how different the story was than a lot of stories I read. Because I don't read a lot of these kind of stories. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think that's why it was a 4.5. Because, like I said, the world build, the storyline. The only thing I didn't like was I didn't really care for any of the characters. Like I said, the only one I really felt bad for was Marcelia, or however you say her name. But yeah. But it was definitely a book that you guys might like. If you like I said, Dexter, and I know what the other one is, The Savage Song. So if you like one or the other or both, then you'll probably like this book. But like I said, just go into it knowing that there are torturous scenes, talking about eating people. Like when they got into that fight, I didn't tell you this, but when they got into the fight, the one guy, Boulder, cut off Nita's little toe and ate it, or drunk it. I can't remember if he ate it or if he put it in something and drunk it. One or the other, but it's gross. So yeah, I'm just warning you. If you don't have a very good stomach, then do not read it. If you don't like torture, do not read it. If you don't like to see blood and everything, don't read it. But if you like Dexter, if you like The Savage Song, then give it a try. But I'm going to let you guys go because this is almost 40 minutes and I am tired. I'm going to read for a half an hour to an hour and then go to bed. Remember, if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and you want to subscribe, then please remember when you do subscribe to push the bell icon so you'll know whenever a video is uploaded. And yeah, so this one definitely passed my trials, my book trials. I really loved it. So yeah, that is it. I am out of here. Night. Mwah, everybody. Talk to you guys all tomorrow.